In the lawless expanse of the Old West, where justice often came at the end of a gun barrel, Sheriff William J. Brady found himself entangled in the violent web of the Lincoln County War. His story, marked by twists of fate and a tragic demise at the hands of Billy the Kid and the Regulators, sheds light on the perilous life of lawmen during this tumultuous era. In this video, we explore the unlucky sheriff's journey, the Lincoln County War, and the fateful encounter that would seal his place in Western lore. William J. Brady, an American soldier, politician, and law enforcement officer, served as the sheriff of Lincoln County, New Mexico, during the infamous Lincoln County War. Born on August 16, 1829, in the parish of Erney and Anagaleaf, near County Cavan, Ireland. Brady came from an Irish Catholic farming family. His parents, John Brady and Catherine Darby, were tenant farmers on a 7-acre potato farm rented from an Anglo-Irish landlord. With a total of 8 children in the family, Brady, being the eldest, was groomed to take over the land. After his father's death in 1846, he assumed the position of head of the household and worked very hard to keep his mother and siblings alive during the Great Famine. In July of 1850, both Brady and his widowed mother attended the Cavan Tenants' Rights meeting, where they added their signature to a petition asking the House of Commons to change the laws regarding tenant farming in Ireland. Looking for new opportunities, Brady decided to leave Ireland for the United States in the summer of 1851. Soon after his arrival in New York in July of 1851, Brady enlisted in the U.S. Army. Military records revealed Brady to have been 5 feet 8 inches tall, with brown hair, blue eyes, and a fair complexion. He gave his occupation as a farmer from Cavan, Ireland. Brady was assigned to Company F, 1st Regiment Mounted Rifles, under the overall command of Colonel William Wing Loring. He spent the next 5 years stationed at Fort McIntosh near San Antonio, Texas, where he was promoted to the rank of sergeant. Upon his re-enlistment in 1856, Brady's commanding officer, Captain Andrew Porter, praised him as a faithful and excellent soldier and honest and sober man. Sergeant Brady was transferred to Fort Craig, New Mexico, where he served in combat against both the Apache and the Navajo. In 1859, Sergeant Brady was assigned to the garrison at Fort Union, which was vulnerable to attacks by the Comanche and Kiowa. Upon arrival there, however, Brady led several patrols that helped map the area but did not encounter either tribe or experience combat. In January 1861, as the outbreak of the American Civil War grew increasingly imminent, Colonel Andrew Porter, Sergeant Brady, and the majority of the Fort Union garrison were transferred to Fort Craig in order to defend New Mexico territory from invasion by Texas-based units of the Confederate Army. Brady's term of enlistment expired and he was honorably discharged at Fort Craig on March 2, 1861. In Brady's file, Colonel Porter wrote, "Excellent, a brave man and an honest and gallant soldier. He has enjoyed this character during 2 enlistments in my company." Although Brady had repeatedly offered to serve as a non-commissioned officer in the Union Army in the East, Brady was informed that the Southwest also needed defense. Thus, on August 19, 1861, Brady joined the 2nd Mexican Infantry Regiment at Albuquerque. Realizing his abilities, Governor Henry Connolly promoted Brady to the rank of lieutenant through general order from the War Department. After 3 weeks of recruitment and training, Brady and his regiment were assigned the important task of defending Fort Craig against Confederate attacks. Notably, he actively participated in the Battle of Glorieta Pass, fiercely opposing the Confederate Army. When his unit merged with the 1st Mexican Volunteer Cavalry Regiment, Brady continued to serve. In 1862, when assigned to Albuquerque by the United States Army, Lieutenant Brady was engaged to Maria Bonifacia Chavez, a Mexican-American woman from Corrales. After Confederate troops withdrew from New Mexico, he took up a job as a recruiting officer in Polvadera, New Mexico. During the following year, Brady was appointed acting commander at Fort Stanton. This was officially confirmed in 1864. During his tenure, he led successful campaigns against the Navajo and Apache tribes. However, Brady faced challenges related to procuring essentials, which led him to repeatedly complaining to the neighborhood authority. This ultimately exposed the war profiteering of Captain G.D. Morton and the misconduct of Indian Federation agent Lorenzo Labadie, who diverted essential samples for personal gain. Continuing his military career, Brady held command at various forts in New Mexico until his discharge in October 1866 at the brevet rank of Major. Following the election of September 6, 1869, William J. Brady officially assumed the role of Sheriff of Lincoln County in January 1870. In 1871, he moved into politics, becoming the first county representative in the territorial legislature. However, Brady faced defeat in the ensuing election. In 1876, he was again elected sheriff. Throughout his tenure, Sheriff Brady campaigned tirelessly to raise funds to establish a suitable prison facility in the county. After years of perseverance, he raised $3,000 in 1877 to build an underground confinement area. Previously, the military prison at Fort Stanton was used for detention. The temporary underground facility, which is 20 feet wide, 30 feet long, and 10 feet deep, has rough-hewn wooden walls divided into 2 cells. Entrance is provided through a ladder and trap door, and the lighting, if any, relies on candles. Poor conditions and frequent escapes led the county to establish a safer prison in 1880, in part because Jesse Evans' gang successfully escaped in November 1877. Sided with Murphy Dolan during the Lincoln County War, William J. Brady became entangled in a complex business web. As sheriff, Brady owes money to Lawrence Murphy, the owner of the local dry goods store and bank in Lincoln. This pits him against such influential figures as John Tunstall, Alexander McSween, Billy the Kid, and the Regulators. In the spring of 1877, Brady was brutally beaten at the hands of 2 attackers, believed to be John Tunstall's Cowboys. Although their identities are yet to be confirmed, suspicions point towards Tunstall's camp. Then, on April 1, 1878, Brady and his 4 deputies fell victim to an ambush orchestrated by Jim French, Frank McNabb, John Middleton, Fred Waite, Henry Newton Brown, and Billy the Kid. Stationed on Lincoln's Main Street, the attackers fired a barrage of guns from behind brick walls, killing 48-year-old Brady with multiple gunshot wounds. Deputy George W. Hindman was hit twice, fatally. When the shooting subsided, Billy the Kid and Jim French came out of hiding, rushing towards Brady's dead body. Their goal, to get his arrest warrant for McSween or to retrieve Billy's rifle, which Brady had kept. However, a surviving deputy named Billy Matthews shot and wounded both men with a rifle bullet, piercing their legs. Although wounded, they managed to escape. Brady and Hindman were later buried at Brady's ranch east of Lincoln. After Brady's death, John Copeland briefly assumed the role of chief of police but refused to be affiliated with any particular faction in the conflict. Thus, Dolan used his influence to replace him with George Pepin. It was for the murder of Brady that Billy the Kid was convicted by a territorial court in April 1881 and sentenced to death, a conviction that led to his famous escape from the Lincoln County Jail and his subsequent killing by Sheriff Pat Garrett.
Please like and share if you find the video content interesting and useful. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and comment below so as not to miss the upcoming interesting videos. Thanks for watching.